Dreams do come true. So kids, what's your dream?
What is new? So bright, colorful, and new. Sometimes it feels hard, but you don't wanna give up.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
You can see my dream?
Of course, because I too had a dream. Some days I dreamt of becoming a tennis player, and some days a cricketer. To make their dreams real tomorrow, you need financial planning today. Choose from a range of child plans from Aegis Federal Life Insurance and help your child dream big.
Do you go with Ashwin and Jadeja, or do you go with three fast bowlers leaving one spinner out? Do you play to conditions? Do you play to strengths? And also the oval. Like I told you, I mean, I've been in the UK for 15 odd days, and it's dry. It's sunny and dry. Hardly any rain. One day, I think, of the 15 that I got some rain. So what would you have done? On what is your thoughts? I mean, Ashwin, Jadeja play together because Mitchell Stark will bowl and there will be footmarks. So Ashwin can come in to play there.
I definitely pick two spinners. I think that's an Indian strength. I think if you're going to pick them anywhere for India, it would be at the Oval. I think that they're both coming off great series against Australia. They've got a psychological edge over some of those Australian batsmen. I mean, they're very good Australian batsmen, but it'll be at the back of their minds the success that both those bowlers have enjoyed against Australia. You pick the team that I think that you sense the opposition has the most misgivings about. And I don't think Australia fears a third seamer, but they would fear a second spinner. And I guess the other fascinating one is which keeper you take in.
I would have asked you that. So
Now, if you're going to pick the second spinner, do you go with the specialist keeper or do you go with Ishan Kishan? I don't really know enough about KS Barrett to make a judgment about whether I saw the best of him as a keeper in India. It's a tough place to keep. I understand that. He didn't impress me I thought if he's the best keeper in India, I'd be surprised. He looked like a bit of a hybrid pick. You know, he bats okay. He's competent. He won't probably let you down behind the stumps, but is he outstanding in either of those skill sets? I don't think so. Ishan Kishan really excites me. I've watched his emergence over the last 3 or 4 years. He's probably as close as you're going to get to a like-for-like replacement for Rishabh Pant. I think at every stage in his career, he's kind of, after a period of acclimatization, he's measured up. The only question would be, do you pick him in a game as important as this? I suspect that he is potentially a long-term Indian player, but I like the fact that India periodically takes a chance on a mercurial talent. And I think this is the kind of Indian team setting which can accommodate a player like Ishan Kishan. It would be a confident pick by this team, and I think confidence is as confidence does.
And knowing Rohit as a leader, he will not be averse to taking a kind of unconventional call, if I can call it that. Yes. I mean, he will take that call because he is one of those fellows who will back his player. Young, old, doesn't matter. Go for it, get it done. So that can be and 1 hour of good Ishan Kishan post lunch, good weather day can change the game.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And I think, if you've got Ashwin at number 8, that gives you that little bit of lower order stability that kind of slightly offsets Ishan Kishan's flamboyance. That number 8 position in every order, I think, is really important. Underestimated as a batting component. That it means that the top order batsman who necessarily gets stuck with the tail doesn't immediately have to start flinging the bat. And over the past few years, India has at times suffered from having 3 number 11s. When they pick the 3 fast bowlers, if they pick Bumrah, Siraj, and Umesh Yadav, the innings can end pretty abruptly. But Ashwin just gives them that little bit extra down the bottom, particularly if they choose to pick Jadeja and bat him at 6.
There's this whole talk Stark and Hazelwood and Cummins, and if Hazelwood plays or Boland will blow the Indians away. I think they're 2 decently matched bowling attacks.
I do too, actually. And I actually think that Shami, amazingly, seems to be improving as he gets older. I mean, sooner or later a player kind of tapers off, but he still looks like a glutton for hard work. He still gets magnificent seam position. He's still getting really good pace and carry. He, in some respects, has he's soaked up a lot of the pressure that the absence of Bumrah has created. I mean, his sheer consistency as a fast bowler has been a fantastic attribute for Rohit Sharma. And Siraj, best ODI bowler in the world. I thought he was very impressive for RCB. I mean, the RCB attack wasn't as strong as it probably could have been. Once again, long abiding problem of RCB. They just don't have the attacking strength, but Siraj really stood out in that attack. Look, I mean, if you pick Shami and Siraj, I reckon they're good enough, really, to carry the fast bowling responsibilities. Sometimes I think it's a shame that Hardik Pandya didn't come up as a test all-rounder. Really, I mean, imagine that lineup with Hardik Pandya playing and bowling at 140 clicks, bowling in the same role as a Cameron Green in that Australian team. That would be an absolutely stellar Indian side, wouldn't it?
Dave Warner, I mean, these are different conditions. I mean, yes, Warner has been worked out by the English bowlers in England, but these are Indian bowlers. If they go wrong, David Warner can still punish them. Your thoughts on David Warner?
Yeah. Look, I think he's someone who's benefited from the IPL. I mean, he worked his way into that IPL. First half, I thought he was struggling, but I thought he was working on his technique. I could see the little technical adjustments he was making to get his game into battle readiness. I think he's come out the other side of that tournament feeling good about himself, and he is one of those players who really needs to feel good about himself. He is a total confidence player, so he'll be feeling good. He'll feel as though the scenario is different from last time. In the long term, of course, what happened to Warner in 2019 is a lot to do with the fact that series was back-ended. Happened in the second half of the English summer, when it was dry, when the seam was gripping in those surfaces. This time we're back in June. The Oval has never hosted a Test match in June in history, and I think that's kind of extraordinary. So Warner is the kind of bloke who looks for talismans. He looks for lucky charms, and is fundamentally an optimist. So I think he'll go into this game feeling as confident as he could have been, considering what happened in 2019. I think Khawaja makes a huge difference to him as an opening partner. Having an old stager there. An opening batsman is always very influenced by the role and the experience of their partner. I think there's still potentially quite a lot of legs in Warner and Khawaja as a combination. And I think the other thing for this Australian team generally is that they're always looking for motivations. They're always looking for something that they haven't done before. And frankly, in international cricket, there's not a lot that players haven't done before. They're constantly playing cricket. But a World Test Championship final, it's a first for Australia, it's a second for India. If you can't get motivated by that, then you need to reconsider your vocation, don't you?